Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the On Brew podcast. Today we have two very special guests with us, Litisha Bagadia and Siya Joshi. Hi guys.
Hi,
Hi.
Mamika.
Hi, we're so glad to have the both of you for this episode. I think it's the first one where we have like so many people together speaking about one cause.
Yeah.
So today's episode is mostly gonna be around how social work can lead to so many other things.
Hi guys, I am Litisha Bagadia. And the one thing that I'd like, for people to come to their mind while thinking about me would be definitely an environmentalist and a relentless worker, who's innovating and working towards a better future for humanity.
And as for me, I would want somebody to think of me as someone who is, ready to take up challenges for the environment and especially for the animals, and is a founder of Ayika Foundation. So, yeah.
That's superb, guys. So, where did this love for the environment or animals stem from? There must be an interesting story behind it.
Yeah, so I have always been an animal lover, like since the very first day of my life. So, since a very young age, I was like, I do want to do something for the animals at least. And then I met with Litisha in school. We had a lot of conversations about how, people are not treating the environment correctly. People are just littering around. They're not looking after it at all. So we're like, if we're just gonna talk about it and not do anything, it doesn't make sense. And like we weren't able to find the opportunities to be volunteers for any other organization as well. So we decided might as well open our own organization so that other kids, other people, they have an opportunity to help us out with the environment and animals.
Yeah.
That's super cool. That's super cool. So, do you guys have any pets from where this love came, or like, what was your background like growing up and developing this feeling? Because I think I've heard many people say that they care about animals, they care about the planet, but I've seen very few executed to a level that you guys have. So, what do you think made that difference in you?
Okay, so firstly, for me, I mean, living in a city like Mumbai, all around, there's like a lot of waste, right? There's waste littered around the streets. There are huge dumps of waste. There are dustbins overflowing, and when you're even traveling, even say 2 to 3 kilometers, you'll at least come across 10 overflowing dustbins and 10 dump yards. So that's the problem, right? It really hits you, like, for me growing up, traveling so much, it always hit me when I saw animals eating that waste littered around, and diseases breeding all the time because of the waste that's strewn around. So I always had the thing in me, okay, like, I need to do something, but I was waiting for that one moment where I'll have the courage to start something. So yeah, that's how, like, Ayika was born for us both. It was like at the same point we always wanted to start something, but it was just that one point of courage where we just took that one step. And also, Sia, would you like to share about your
Yeah, so
animal?
it's pretty much the same. And after looking at all the waste and stuff, we started broadening our horizons to other things that happens to the environment, right? The do's, the don'ts, and everything like that. We learned much more about the environment. And as for the animals, I do not have a pet, but I do look after some stray cats and dogs here and there whenever and however I can. So that's where my love for animals grew from. And environment, it kind of grew more because of Litisha, because I started talking to her about it, and eventually it started growing up.
That's a very heartwarming story, guys. Like, that was so cute. Okay, anyways. So tell me about how Aika started. Like, not just like the idea. So we really want detailed answers here. So like, how was the process like? What were the challenges? All of that.
Okay, so we initially, on 31st August 2021, we finally decided that, okay, we are starting this foundation, and, our aim is to help the planet, help the animals, help the environment. Okay, we were conceptualizing, we were deciding our main goals and all of that. And within like two days, we launched our Instagram page. We made our logo in those 2 days itself. We in fact, sat up very late at night to decide the best design, the
The
best,
best name, actually.
yeah, the best name as
Yeah.
well. Ayika just did not spring up, and once it took
Yeah,
a
it took a
while.
while. So Ayika it's a Yoruban language, and when you translate the word Ayika, it basically means the environment.
Yeah.
This was like kind of like right before our 10th grade board exams. So there were 10,000 people telling us that, are you sure this is a good idea? You're going to have to put a lot of time in it, a lot of your efforts and everything into it. So we're like, we're going to have stuff like boards in every single stage of our life. So then every time it'd be like, I have this coming up, I'd rather do it next year, next year, next year. So we're like, you know what, forget it. Let's just do it. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, we'll probably shut it for a while, we'll start it again. And if it does, we're able to manage it with the studies, then it's good, all good.
Yeah.
I agree with you people 100%. So like I started my own organization which is called the Miraki Collab on the day of my history board exams. So like
Oh.
one night, like since 3 months, I have been like badgering my brain for like ideas, and I don't know how, but while studying history, like at night, I suddenly got the idea for Meraki. And at 1 a.m., I'm literally just jotting it down on my computer. And I even have the dates and all. Okay. When I shared this story with some of my friends, they're like, you're lying, shut up. I'm like, what? Like, trust me. They're like, no, we don't believe this. And I really like the theory that you guys said that, like something important is always going to be there. You can't keep pushing things that you're passionate about because at the end, you'll be nowhere. And I agree with you guys 100% in that. So I forgot to ask, like, which college are you guys in?
Yeah, I'm in Mitibai. I'm studying arts right now. Like, I'm in 12th grade.
And I'm in 12th
Okay.
grade. I'm doing ISC science at Chhatrapati Narsingh Model School in Mumbai.
On that note, how do you manage your time? Like, because you have the pressure of your class 12 boards as well as running Ayka. So, like, what do you do to balance your time?
Honestly, I love scheduling things on Google Calendar. I mean, although it's very cliched and you'll find this advice.
But it really helps.
Yeah. Like just marking things on my calendar and I forget about it because it's like, I mean, I don't need to put the effort to remember it. And I think taking things off your memory, it's the best way. And I mean, there are a lot of social events. You need to talk to people. You need to maintain a social life, Instagram. All of that is there. But I mean, you exactly need to schedule your day in a way where you have time for all these. And trust me, there is time for everything. It's just about scheduling like time slots well. You can't always be just talking to your friends, or you can't always be working. You need to keep things in a balance, and there might be places where you need to say no. I've had to say no to many opportunities. Sia has had to say no for many opportunities. As Ayika, we cannot take up every single project that comes to us, every single collab that comes to us, because prioritizing is a big thing. And
Yeah, I mean, basically, that's it. You should have a set schedule for your entire day or for your week or whatever you find suitable, in a way where you have time to do every little thing that you can. Probably staying up late and waking up early helps a lot. It may mess up your health and schedule and stuff, but I mean, it helps to finish the work. It helps to get it done.
yeah.
So like I usually sometimes I like sleep at 1 a.m. because like I'm finishing up on work, and I try to wake up at 5 a.m. the next day. And my father will just scold me so much. He'll tell me, "What are you doing with your sleep?"
It's gonna affect your health, right?
So, what has the growth of Ayka been like? What were the significant challenges that you guys faced?
For us, honestly, waking up early. Waking up early is the biggest challenge for us. But no, otherwise, we have faced quite a lot of challenges when it comes to getting people at times. The thing is, we have a lot of people in our team who are outside Mumbai. So it's difficult to incorporate them in all of our projects because they can do the backhand work, but they're not available for all the projects that we run here. So they can't be a part of every single thing here. That's one thing that we face, and we're trying to figure out how to get them to involve in all and stuff.
Yeah. And I think another one of the challenges is exams, definitely.
Yeah, studies.
Yeah, studies. It's very difficult for us, for our team members, to manage academics as well as extracurricular work, volunteer work.
Yeah, as like almost our
Definitely.
entire team right now is they're all in 12th grade. So everyone has their entrances and board exams come up. So it's a little difficult here and there when it comes to, trying to work out your work and your studies at the same
I
time.
really recommend this thing called a passion journal, which I saw in a TED talk. 15 days, like maintain a journal and list down all the things that make you happy or all the things that you feel deeply about, right? And after 15 days, you'll probably be able to come up with a theme of a cause that you're passionate about. So look into that. You'll find a lot of youth organizations, a lot of older organizations doing work. Use hashtags on Instagram or search them up on Google, and you'll always be able to find at least one or two organizations doing the work that you want to do.
So you can look at their work, you can understand how they are doing it, and you may be able to understand whether you'll be able to do it or no. Then, but yeah, basically that, like,
Yeah.
look out for other organizations, start volunteering first, get to know how it works, and then maybe if you feel it's the right time, you can start your own.
Yeah, and reach. I mean, there might be volunteer positions which are not open, right? Or there might be organizations which are not looking for people. But try cold emailing. Try messaging on LinkedIn. Try reaching out to them and see how connect yourself to their cause and to their organization, and see how you can be a benefit to them, because they're going to be a benefit to you if they accept
For sure, yeah.
your request for joining. But how you can contribute to them and you can fill their gaps is very important as well.
And if you all want to volunteer for some of the other organization, you're not able to find any, Ayika is always
Yeah.
open for volunteers. We have projects here and there, and we take in almost all volunteers. Like we have this thing called one-time volunteering, where on a certain project, it's only a one-day project, max 2-day projects. So you come on those 1-2 days, and then you're good. You're good to go. So you don't have to be a team member itself.
Yeah, you can volunteer at Ayika, you can volunteer at Meraki as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, definitely. So
There are
like
many options, many opportunities out there.
exactly. So like when we take volunteers, they don't work in Meraki or like for Meraki. We
Yeah,
just like connect them to other organizations and then they work for them.
yeah.
So like
There are actually many youth organizations that are building up of
They are
late.
building amazing stuff.
Yeah, and I love to see that.
exactly. I like it's so crazy to see young people do some crazy work in their fields.
Yeah.
Like it's just so motivating. So let's move on to your journey as entrepreneurs, because of course like starting anything means that you're an entrepreneur, right? So what are some of the lessons that you have learned from working as an entrepreneur in the social sector?
You should know how to deal with any challenges, okay? And you should know how to talk to certain people at a certain time. So you can't talk in the same way to volunteers as you would to your corporate partners, for example. So you should know how to present in front of whom and where. And
You need to be good at planning,
yeah,
planning for projects, planning the requirements and everything beforehand, getting partners to sponsor your needs if you're a non-profit, and getting partners to say, give gifts for some competition you're hosting. Basically checking off all the requirements from your list, and you should be good at time management, like we said. I mean, you can't be messing up your academics just for running your organization,
because in the end, your
yeah.
career is also very important. I mean, organization is just helping you grow, but career is the main thing, right?
Exactly.
And like what she said about the partnerships is you can do something as simple as getting vouchers from a store or something,
Yeah.
and giving it to each volunteer so they have an incentive to join you as well.
And building a team culture is also super important. Making sure that all your team members bond, making sure that they can work together to create a successful project, to run a successful organization. It's very important to foster that team bonding, and it's important to form a good relationship with your team members as well. You're not just talking to them for work. It's not a work transaction.
They should be open to you,
Exactly.
if they're facing any difficulties or anything. And always keep a very light and fun work
Exactly.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like, don't be very serious and stuff. go out for team bondings, like go out for dinner with your team or something. Just get to know them better as a person as well as an individual as well.
I feel like that is something that like, I personally need to work on because, like, when you are a teenager working with other teens, sometimes you can, like, it's. I think sometimes it's a test of your patience because, like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah,
So
definitely.
suppose 15 people were supposed to like show up for this one thing. Sometimes the turnout will be 5 people or 2 people,
Yeah, that happens a
and like
lot.
exactly. And like when you're working with teams, like you'll hear the most random things like
Yeah.
I had a family dinner, this happened, that happened. And of course, like while you understand that they couldn't have done anything about the situation, I think patience is very important when you're running a teen organization,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Exactly. So what are some things that you guys would do differently when you were starting? Like if you could like go back in time or something.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think we change anything. We've loved the journey from start to wherever we are today.
It's been
That is so
working in a slow-paced environment. Like initially, when we started, we did not exactly start with offline projects because we had COVID. So it was a slow-paced work environment. Later, building a bigger team-based environment, a bigger offline project-based environment, and all of it tackling challenges, tackling people canceling last minute, tackling partners backing out, all of it. It's been like a crazy experience, but we would not trade it for anything else because I feel like these are the things that we remember. These are the things. I mean, we don't remember a normal day. We remember a day where we've had to deal with like hundreds of problems and still being able to come out of it. So yeah,
And again, after every single problem, you learn something
Yeah.
new. You learn how to face a particular situation.
and you learn to prevent it the next time.
Yeah. So you don't repeat it. And yeah, so basically,
Yeah,
I don't
that's-
think we change anything.
that is such cute advice what you mentioned that like you don't remember the normal easy days, you remember the difficult ones.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's like a really nice way of looking at difficult times, be it in your organization or just be it in life general. Because like you won't remember like the normal things that happen, right? But like these crazy world pulley things are what like
So
leaves marks on
basically,
you.
we will always build a story to, talk to someone about it. Like there's an interesting
Yeah.
point to every story that you're going to talk about.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like I still remember that like this one super crazy thing happened in Meraki once that like we had such problems on the day of orientation, like one thing after another, like it would not it was just not stopping. But the best part is that now we always say that story in our like in our town hall meetings because it's just like so funny and we're like
Exactly.
Yeah.
that happened and it seemed
Yeah.
like the end of the world, but like
Yeah,
here
maybe
we
at
are.
that time it was very difficult. You were very stressed
Yeah.
out, but then after a few months or something, you're gonna have a good laugh about it
Yeah.
every single time.
Exactly.
Completely agree. So like getting into more specifics, we actually before this episode I sent out like both of your profiles to like some people that I know who are into environment, and we received some interesting things from them. So like all of these questions were actually asked from them.
Okay.
And we also we saw that people were really interested to know about your experience or like the accolades that you guys had won, because of course like when somebody wins an award it's like a proof of their work, right?
Right.
So what was your experience of being Times of India student of 2021?
Oh,
What
okay.
was your experience
So,
like?
one thing is that it was an academic award actually. I mean, the experience was obviously amazing. My school just like randomly called me and they told me that I won the award, and I was like, okay, interesting. I did not know anything about it. It was actually an academic award for like standing first in ninth grade out of a class of 240. It was obviously a lot of gratification. It was I mean the COVID year, and we really struggled with academics that year because online learning is obviously difficult, and it is difficult to keep up the motivation, right? But I mean, obviously receiving that award was exhilarating. It was it was good to know that all the work that we've put into academics is being recognized, is being valued for. So
It
yeah,
pushes you to do more.
exactly.
Definitely, definitely. So like that's super cool to hear. And I really saw this interesting Diana award. Like I have heard about it before, which is why I was like so taken back when I heard that Ayka won the Diana award. So how did it happen? Like did you guys like nominate yourself or did somebody else nominate you? How did it all start? And like what was the reaction when you guys were awarded?
So someone else nominated us. And honestly speaking, the reaction was insane.
It
Like,
was crazy.
yeah, the email that I received, I immediately like called up Sia. We started shouting, crying.
Yeah,
It was like,
I was in
oh
my
my
car.
god.
I was with my family going back home, and I started crying in the car. And my family said, "Is everything okay? Are you fine?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just very happy." They're like, "Are you sure?" We're very confused. But yeah, both of us were super happy that day.
Yeah.
I think for a good week we were just like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure we won it? Like,
Yeah.
are you hundred
We were
percent
like,
sure?"
yeah, let's recheck the
Yeah,
email. Let's see if it's not a spam. Yeah.
yeah.
That is so cute, guys. So, like, where did you receive the award? Was it like, did you receive a physical award or was it
It
online?
was virtual, as it's a London-based award, right?
So in the
So
Okay,
segment
yeah.
virtual, they'll be delivering like the award physically, like
soon, yeah.
yeah, by mail.
Like, you guys totally deserved it for the work that you people did. That's like amazing. Okay, so I think we're done with like most of the questions in general, but so there's like this one thing, and I want you both to again really think about this, and I want like I would love like an individual answer from like both of you. So to any listener who has listened to this episode till now, if they could just have one takeaway from this episode, what would it be? Like one part of Litisha, like one thought of Litisha, and one thought by Sia. What would it be?
For me, it would be what I mentioned. Don't think about it twice. Just go for it. If you think you're passionate, if you think you can do it, just do it. Don't put extra thought into it or anything. If you feel that you have the capacity at that particular time, just give it a go. The worst that's gonna happen is you're gonna have to shut it down or you're gonna have to take a step back, right? But like if you actually take the risk, you might be able to take two steps ahead instead of just being at the same position.
Yeah, and for me,
I love that.
it would be going through challenges with a a straight head face. I mean, honestly, there are going to be a lot of challenges, but coming out of them is better than having the regret of shutting down an organization just because of a challenge. There are going to be challenges for everything: team building, time management, managing your personal life along with projects. You don't always have a very amazing personal life as a teenager all the time, and going to projects still. We both have experienced that. Still going to projects, still waking up every day to work for your cause is the biggest thing, and propagate your cause as much as you can.
So I want the two of you to like give me three recommendations, and those three recommendations can include books or podcasts or anything else. Even if you feel like a movie is like really worth watching around what we discussed today, even that works. Any source of content, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So for me, I really okay. Like okay, so this is more from a college admissions point of view, but I really like this podcast named the College Essay Guy. It's really good. I mean, if teenagers are preparing to go abroad, if they're planning to go abroad, it's a really good resource. And so it's a really fun podcast to watch. Then another book that I read. How to Win Friends and Influence People, a very, very famous book. Um, it really helps you understand the principles of how relationships and how you can build a better relationship with people and their psychology. And third thing, I mean, honestly, this is not a specific recommendation, but this is basically like um, psychology in general. Like I love reading about psychology on like random websites or listen to random podcasts about them, following random Instagram pages. So if you're passionate about like a subject matter, try to pick up like all the possible newsletters, all the possible Instagram pages, websites, and keep reading about it so that you keep receiving content related to the subject that you're passionate about. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing about focus on what you personally want to do in life and follow a particular person or a particular channel or something who shows you what it's gonna be like after a few years. Like personally, I'm not someone who reads a lot of books and stuff. Okay, and not even um, deep intellectual podcasts or anything. I'm not one of those people. I do want to be one for sure. I'll start listening to it now probably. But if you're looking forward for design in a way, there's this channel, there's this guy, Shantanu Kumar. You can check out his channel. He shows off really cool perspectives of being a designer and stuff. There are many more in the designing field. And apart from that, I really don't, honestly.
That's some super cool recommendations, guys. We'll surely be sending that out to all of our listeners.
Approach for a partner would be a good question. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
yeah, you should be very clear about what you want from them and what you are going to give to them. Obviously, you do have to give them something or the other. Only then will they actually bother to even listen to your proposal. So have a list ready of what you want to give them and what you want in return. The most basic thing that you can give them is marketing. And usually companies, like big companies, when they find out that you're a young entrepreneur who's working towards for social stuff, they will actually just give into it. They won't have any issues. So you can give them something as basic as a as marketing. Like post them on your socials, be thankful for them on your socials, and get a lot of people to get to know them as well. But yeah, so basically you should be clear about what you want from them.
And reaching out to them via cold emailing and via LinkedIn is are like two of the best methods. An advice to all the teenagers out there: please build your LinkedIn.
Is very
Yeah,
important.
it's
It
very
really helps. Like it even helped us in getting team members, because LinkedIn actually has the people who genuinely want to work towards something, right? So that's like the perfect place to get your perfect audience.
Yeah,
I completely agree. I feel like LinkedIn just has like so many possibilities.
yeah.
For
Like
sure. Yeah.
every day you'll find something new happening on LinkedIn, and I think that's super
Yeah.
cool. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Anything else that you have to say to the listeners?
All the best. If
Yeah.
you're actually planning to do something, have
Yeah.
a great time, have fun while you work as well.
Yeah, reach out to us on LinkedIn, Siya Joshi, Litisha Pagadia. Reach out to Vamika Singhal. Ask us any questions you have. We are always open to help you out.
Okay, so on that note, we'll end today's episode. Thank you so much, both of you, for showing up. I absolutely loved the answers that you guys gave, and I'm gonna be sure to implement them
Really,
personally.
thanks for
We
having
loved
us.
it.
We had a really good time.
Yeah.
This episode was a blast, guys. Thank you so much. Absolutely loved you both. So, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.